Heyo, hello, Fantastics. It's Mr. Clintastik back with some more Avatar Last Airbender for MTG. The set has been looking amazing, amazing, amazing. I've been enjoying reading through the cards, just the nostalgia from j- just the characters, the world, and even the way that they've been bringing together the mechanics. They did a great job on this set. So this is a limited set review focusing on draft and sealed. And yeah, I'm just gonna kind of rate the cards on a 0 to 5 scale, basically based on playability, um, and possibly synergy with other cards, and just give my 2 cents on how I think the format's going to shape up. I already did the multicolor cards and the lands and artifacts, and to be quite honest, the multicolor cards look great. I'm seeing a lot of good earthbending synergies, a lot of good airbending synergies, a lot of good ally synergies, and even some solid firebending. So, yeah, let's get right into it. I'm going to start with the white cards now. Let's see here. And first up is the Legend of Yang Chen. It is a 5 mana. That's 3 generic and 2 white. Saga, Chapter 1, starting with you. Each player chooses up to one permanent with mana value 3 or greater from among permanents your opponents control. Exile those permanents. Chapter 2, you may have target opponent draw 3 cards. If you do, draw 3 cards. And Chapter 3, exile this saga. Then return it to the battlefield, transform under your control as a 4/5. It's an enchantment saga mythic. Oh. All right. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, airbend up to one target non-land permanent. Okay. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, airbend up to one target non-land permanent. This is a 4/5. Mm, 5 mana mythic. Starting with you, you can exile each player chooses up to one target, one permanent with mana value 3 or greater from among permanents your opponents control. Exile those permanents. Huh. So this would be good for like commander. Because starting with you, each player chooses a permanent. So you're going to choose a permanent from among them. One of them is going to choose a permanent from among them, so on and so forth. That's kind of cool. You may have target opponent draw 3 cards. If you do draw 3 cards, that's some politics right there. And you exile it, bring it back. You cast your second spell. You can airbend. I mean, limited wise, I don't know. 5 mana exile that turns into a 4/5 with flying. I really don't know how to evaluate this card. I don't think it's a bomb or anything. I don't think it's necessarily bad because it's 5 mana removal that turns into a creature. We give it a 3.5. Yeah, it's solid, but it's not just like overwhelmingly good to me. Next, we have Appa, Steadfast Guardian. 4 mana, 2 generic, 2 white, legendary creature, Bison ally, mythic, flash, flying. When it enters, airbend any number of other target non-land permanents you control. And whenever you cast a spell from exile, create a 1/1 white ally creature token. It's a 3/4. Boom. I love it. 4 mana, 3/4. Airbend any number of target non-land permanents you control. You can replay them. That's a lot of bounce value. It's not free bounce. You got to pay the 2, but it's still pretty good, especially with it being able to generate you some allies in addition. I'm going to give this a 3.5. It needs some help slightly. Flash and flying is already good by itself. Flying 4/4 with flash and flying would have at least put it right there at a 4 for me. This might be a 3.75. It just needs that little bit of oomph, I think, to really make it pop. You know, Well, you can use it as protection. You know, they sit there target your things or even try to blow up your board. I'm gonna flash in Appa, airbend all my stuff out the way, and now I can play them back. I'm gonna put Appa at 4. Appa's really good, and he might be even higher than I'm rating him. Just a reminder, my rating system is 0 to 5. 0 being just unplayable, something that if you play this, like it's just doing nothing from you for you. In fact, it might actually be hurting you. Come on, mama. All right. Next, we have United Front. It's X and double white sorcery mythic. Create X 1 white ally creature tokens. Then put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. That's pretty strong. United Front. So for 3 mana, you make a ally and also put a 1/1 counter on it on all your creatures. For 2 mana, you can put a 1/1 counter on all your creatures. Like the more I read this and break it down, like what it really says, low key, the better it gets. 2 mana, put a 1/1 counter on all the creatures you control. Cool. Or and with upside. As the game goes on, this could make you two, three, four, however many allies. Uh, This might be a 5. I'm gonna put 4.75. I think this is super good. Super good. Like it builds your army and grows your army. Multiples could be broken. All right, next we have Airbender Ascension. 2 mana, that's one generic and a white enchantment, rare. When this enchantment enters, airbend up to one target creature. Whenever a creature you control enters, put a quest counter on this enchantment. At the beginning of your end step, if this enchantment has 4 or more quest counters on it, exile up to one target creature you control. Return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. So 2 mana, I airbend something. Okay. I wish this had flash. Flash would have been great. Whenever creature control enter, put a quest counter on this enchantment. And if it has 4 quest counters or more, exile one creature you control. So it bounces. I'm gonna give this a 2.5. It I don't think it's unplayable, especially if you know you want to do your little flicker abilities and get value with it. Um, I, I just feel like there's a lot of work that has to be put behind this. That's putting it like less than like you play it for 2, you airbend a creature, but you're not even getting a creature in return. Like you're not drawing a card. It's a little too slow for me to appreciate wholeheartedly. Next we have Hakoda, Selfless Commander, 4 mana. That's three generic and a white, legendary creature, human warrior ally, rare, vigilance. You may look at the top card of your library anytime. You may cast ally spells from top of your library, and you can sacrifice Hakoda. Creatures you control get plus O plus 5 and gain indestructible until end of turn. He's a 3/5. In any ally deck, this is gonna go crazy. This is gonna go crazy. Does he need help? He's a 4 mana 3/5 with vigilance that lets you look at the top card and allow you to play allies. So you want to be in the ally deck, definitely. I'm gonna put him in at 4. I think you're gonna want him. He might even be like a yeah. I'm gonna put him at 4 because he doesn't go just in ally decks. He can just be something. Hey, I sack protect all my things on a stick. So well, not on a stick. You have to sack him. But yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna give him a 4. I think he's really good to be able to protect your whole team. Next we have Suki, Courageous Rescuer. That's 3 mana, 3 mana. One generic, two white, legendary creature, human warrior ally, rare. Other creatures you control get +1/+0. Whenever another permanent you control leaves the battlefield during your turn, create a 1/1 ally creature token. This ability triggers only once each turn. 2/4. Give it 3.5. I like it. It's not overboard. It's better than average, I would think. And it's a tad difficult to rate cards that need other things to happen. So this is almost a lord, like because it gives everything 1/0, right? So you're happy with that. To get the added benefit, you have to be airbending or bouncing some way, and then it only triggers once a turn. So I think this is okay, but it's not like a blowout finisher, or can it be? Because if you have 10 allies on the board, and they all get +1. I mean, you're just doubling them. Eh, let me give it 3.5. Oh, next we have Momo. Momo, friendly flyer, 1 mana, white, legendary creature, lemur bat ally, rare, flying. The first non-lemur creature spell with flying you cast during each of your turns costs one less to cast. Whenever another creature you control with flying enters, Momo gets 1/1 until end of turn. First non-lemur creature spell with flying. Okay, interesting. I don't know how that's gonna play. 1 mana, 1/1 gives you a little bit of ramp. Is interesting. You say UA is going to revive the omni omniponent's shenanigans. Are you talking about omniscience, or is there a card omniponence? And thank you for pulling up, Jericho. Good to see you. Momo friendly flyer for limited. 1/1 for one is not the best. You want a little bit more value, which it does have. You want to create a flying deck with it. I'm gonna put it at average because you want a little more to go with your Momo. Next, we have Avatar's Wrath, 4 mana, two generic, two white sorcery. Choose up to one target creature, then airbend all other creatures. Until your next turn, your opponents can't cast spells from anywhere other than their hands. Exile Avatar's Wrath. I like this. Oh, it's all good, Jericho. It's all good about the omniscience name. Avatar's Wrath is really good because I don't typically like board wipes. I feel like I always play my things into my own board wipe. Like I'm in a position where, oh no, I need like, or I'll board wipe their things and I don't have nothing to follow up with. I just don't play them right. But this one doesn't necessarily. It's not a board wipe. It's a blink effect with a tempo play because it stops them from playing those airbent creatures. I like it. I like that a lot. Avatar's Wrath. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 4.5. I would actually play this. And I think there's a lot of good combo potential with it. You bounce your things, get those values, especially ahead of your opponent. Oh yeah, give me some of that. Next we have Aang's Iceberg, 3 mana, two generic and a white enchantment, rare with flash. When this enchantment enters, exile up to one target non-land permanent until this enchantment leaves the battlefield. You can water bend for 3, sacrifice this enchantment. If you do, scry 2. Your standard 3 mana exile permanent with flash on top of it. Give me that. I'm gonna put it at 4.25. It's not winning you the game, but it does have a lot of value. And that water bending 3 to sack it could could be very useful. You exile a token, you don't have to worry about it coming back, and boom. Or they found a way to sack their thing. Maybe you can respond. Yeah. And the fact that it has flash, that's solid. That's solid, solid removal. All right. Next we have South Pole Voyager. That's 2 mana, one generic and a white creature, human scout, ally, rare. Whenever this creature or another ally you control enters, you gain 1 life. If this is the second time this ability has resolved this turn, draw a card. It's a 2/2. Oh yeah, it's rare, but it's not legendary. In your ally deck, you run these. Like there was another card I said it was white green ally, and I think whenever another ally entered, it gets 1/1, and then whenever it enters, it gives all your allies 1/1. This is the kind of card like this. You want multiple copies of this, and then you keep playing allies. You gain life and you draw cards. The allies about to go crazy. Like Earthbending is a strong mechanic, but the allies just as a group are looking just ready for action. You don't really see any other tribes in the set doing much. Oh yeah, giving us Voyager a give it 3.5. By himself, he doesn't do enough. When combined with the allies, he's probably like a 4.75. Just drawing cards, gaining life, putting distance between you and your opponents. South Pole Voyager is really nice. All right. Next, we have Southern Air Temple. That's 3 generic and a white, legendary enchantment shrine, uncommon. When Southern Air Temple enters, put X11 counters on each creature you control, where X is the number of shrines you control. Whenever another shrine you control enters, put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. So for 4 mana, you can put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. If you happen to have another shrine already out, 2 counters on each creature you control. So this really helps the allies. This is an ally set with earthbending accompaniment. Like, where's the villains? They don't. I don't really see no shine with the villains. This isn't Spider-Man, I guess. I'm gonna give it because it's not generating any creatures or anything by itself. You top deck this with nothing on board, it does nothing. It does. I'll give it a 2.75. I don't think it's unplayable or anything. I just think it needs help. You really, really got to build around it to make it pop. Next, we have Aang, the last Airbender. That's 3 generic and a white legendary creature, human avatar ally. Hmm. So he's a. They kept it that he's an avatar. Like there were already avatars in Magic, and they just made him an avatar because he's the avatar. I like that. He has flying. When Aang enters, airbend up to one other target non-land permanent, and whenever you cast a lesson spell, Aang gains lifelink until end of turn. He's a 3/2. So for 4 mana, you get a 3/2 flyer, airbend one target permanent, and he can potentially gain lifelink. It's a lot of hoops. I'm gonna put him at average. I think just an average card. Can you make him pop? He's a flyer, so he at least has the evasion. He's just 4 mana. Get to airbend, so you maybe get to bounce something of value. We'll see. Appa, Loyal Sky Bison. 6 mana. Oh, Lord. 4 generic, 2 white, legendary creature, Bison ally, uncommon, flying. When Appa enters or attacks, choose one target creature you control gains flying until end of turn. Airbend another target non-land permanent you control. He's a 4/4. I'm gonna put him at a 2. 6 mana for a 4/4 flyer. Enters. You can give something else flying. That's good, but you can only airband something you control. I think if you could airband target non-land permanent, I would rate it much higher. But the fact that he only targets your things, I'm not too happy with. Momo, playful pet. Oh. Legendary creature, lemur bat ally, uncommon with flying and vigilance. When Momo leaves the battlefield, choose one, create a food token, put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control, and scry 2. He's a 1/1. This is excellent. This is way different than the other Momo. If you like, if you're using some kind of airbending mechanics and whatnot, you're having this bounce, put counters on things. You're having this bounce, you're scrying. You're having this bounce, you're creating food tokens, and it's vigilant, so you can swing in with it, keep it up for blocks. I like this card a lot. It's the kind of card I would probably draft again and again. The one thing I don't like is that it's legendary, so you can't have multiple of these on the board. I'm gonna give Momo a 3.5. I just think he's great. Don't think he's overwhelmingly good, but for your early game, you'll want one, especially if you have that airbending situation going on. Next, we have Master Piandao. Can I remember how they say it? Yeah, I think that's right, Piandao. If I'm wrong, correct me in the comments. I feel like I'm saying it slightly off. He's four generic and a white legendary creature, human warrior ally, uncommon with first strike. Whenever Master Piandao attacks, look at the top four cards of your library. You may reveal an ally, equipment, or lesson from among them, put into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. He's a 4/4. That's 5 mana for a 4/4 with first strike. He ETBs and does nothing. You have to attack with him. I'm giving him a 2.75. Even though he can get you things once you get going, you got to crank this card up. You know what I'm saying? There's some cards you just got to, they have, they're not ready to go. Vroom, vroom. Gotta start the engine a little bit. But once you get the engine started, the car could be phenomenal. Next, we have Team Avatar. Okay. Love to see it. Two generic and a white enchantment, uncommon. Whenever a creature you control attacks alone, it gets plus X until end of turn, where X is the number of creatures you control. You can pay two generic and a white, discard this card. It deals damage equal to the number of creatures you control to target creature. Ooh, ooh. This is definitely what you want for your ally deck. Actually, you want to be playing allies in limited. That's just what you want to be doing. Um, Seems really strong so far. Not playing allies might just be a disservice. Team Avatar is a great card because it depends on it has different modes. You can play it as the enchantment, so you have a good flyer and a huge army that can get through. Boom, it can just get through solo, whatever. Or you can just ping out something or take out a creature by discarding it. I'm gonna give it a 4.5. I think this is excellent. I'll probably get as many of these as I can. That'd be one of my premier forms of removal. All right. Next, we have Vengeful Villagers, three generic and a white. Creature, human citizen, uncommon. Whenever this creature attacks, choose target creature an opponent controls, tap it, then you may sacrifice an artifact or creature. If you do, put a stun counter on chosen creature. It's a 3/3. Sacrificing in this set, I feel like it's going to be a tad broken because you can just not airbend, earthbend a creature, sack it, and still keep your land, and then potentially re-earthbend. It's 4 mana for a 3/3 that has to attack. Still, I'm going to put it at 2.5. Just a little slow. It's just a tad slow. Next, we have Airbender's Reversal. 2 mana, one generic and a white. Instant lesson uncommon. Choose one, destroy target attacking creature, or airbend target creature you control. I love that. I love that. I love it's good. You play these cards like in white, especially. You just destroy target attacking creature, regardless of its attack power, toughness, whatever. I'm gonna give this 4 point. Actually, I'm gonna give it a 5. Like what is this card doing wrong? It's only 2 mana, and it has another option to airbend a creature you control. Like I was talking about, this would be my premier form. These are two great pieces of removal in white that's really gonna help allies pop. White's looking strong so far, and it was looking strong in the multicolored review with you know, that Bant card, Aang, and I think the white blue card with the guitars. Like this is about to be excellent. Next we have Invasion Reinforcements. That's 2 mana, one generic and a white creature, human warrior ally, uncommon with flash. When this creature enters, create a 1/1 ally creature token. It's a 1/1. Okay, pretty standard type card. I'll give it 3.25. I think it's a little bit better than average 2/2. Enters, makes you you get two permanents instead of one. Next, we have Destined Confrontation. 4 mana, two generic and a white. Well, two generic, two white. Sorcery, uncommon. Each player chooses any number of creatures they control with total power 4 or less, then sacrifices all other creatures they control. I'm gonna put that at 4.75. This could be real iffy for me to play, but I know this is gonna be something that throws me off more times than not. I'm gonna have my board out, ready to go, think I'm doing something, and then boom, all my creatures that are power four or greater, gone. Gone. Next, we have Earth Kingdom Protectors. That's one white mana. Creature, human soldier, ally, vigilance, uncommon. You can sack this creature. Another target ally you control gains indestructible until the end of turn. It's a 1/1. Give it a 3.75. That's like giving things indestructible, hexproof, stuff like that. It's just really, really good. Um, that's all I can say. It's just good. Can't discount it. Next, we have Earth Kingdom Jailer. That's two generic and a white creature, human soldier, ally, uncommon. When this creature enters, exile up to one target artifact, creature, or enchantment an opponent controls with mana value 3 or greater until this creature leaves the battlefield. This is 3 mana, 5. This is excellent. A 3 mana 3/3 is already the base good stats. I'd be like, okay, cool. If you're trying to make a card good, give it base good stats to start. And then in addition, it exiles a creature, artifact, or enchantment with mana value 3 or greater. That hits a lot of things. It might not be everything, but it hits a lot of things. I'm gonna be running some Earth Kingdom Jailer. I've been talking all day, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm gonna run some Earth Kingdom Jailer and I'm run multiple copies of the card. It's just really good. You can not earthbend, airbend it, bounce it, get something else exiled, especially if you're just taking out tokens. Give me that. Next, we have Enter the Avatar State. One white mana, instant lesson, uncommon until end of turn. Target creature you control becomes an avatar. In addition to his other types, gains flying, first strike, lifelink, and hex proof. I'm gonna put it on up there. I think it's a 4.5. This is an excellent card. Gives your creature everything you need, and then it can be a blowout to the opponent. First strike, lifelink, flying, hexproof, crazy strong, crazy strong, and it's a lesson. So I think there was cards in the multicolor slide that did care about lessons. There might not be many lessons floating around, but we got to see at the end of the set if it's enough to make those cards pop. Next, we have Gather the White Lotus, 4 mana, 4 generic and a white, sorcery, uncommon. Create a 1/1 white ally creature token for each planes you control. Scry 2. Hmm. Hey, this could lead to mono white shenanigans. 5 mana to potentially create 5/1/1s and scry 2. I'm going to put it at 4. Could be stronger, but it helps you create a army at instant speed. Pretty well, not instant speed, but like an instant army, especially if you're in mono white. Next, we have glider staff, two generic and a white artifact equipment uncommon. When this equipment enters airbend up to one target creature, doesn't have to be your creature. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 in flying, and you can equip it for two. I like it. Give it a 3.5. Next is fancy footwork. Two generic and a white, instant lesson, uncommon. Untap one or two target creatures you control. Well, untap one or two target creatures. I don't know why you would untap their creature. They each get +2/+2 until end of turn. Yeah, I don't know why you would pump your opponent's creature. Wait, whoa. I've never really thought about pumping up my opponent's things in Commander. Say you had some, I know once again, I wouldn't necessarily do it, but you could help trade, like maybe generate some trades by pumping up or untapping someone creatures on the other side of the board and pumping them up when someone's attacking them to get some extra creatures off the board. I don't know. 'Cause I was wondering why it just says two target and not two target creatures like you control, whatnot. Anyway, um, this solid 3 mana instant lesson that pumps two creatures, a good combat trick. I'm gonna give it a 4.25. I think it's really good. Next, we have Water Tribe Rallier. There's one generic and a white creature, human soldier ally, uncommon. Waterbend 5. Look at the top four cards of your library. You may reveal a creature card with power 3 or less from among them, put into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. This is a 2/2. Okay, this is something you definitely want to see. I mean, it's an ally you would want. Granted, the upside is like the water bending is 5 mana, kind of expensive, but a 2/2 for two isn't bad. I'm gonna at least give it a 3.25. I think the upside on it warrants better than average. Next, we have curious farm animals. One white creature, boar, elk, bird, ox. Common. When this creature dies, you gain 3 life, and you can pay 2 sack this creature, destroy up to one target artifact or enchantment. I'm gonna give it 3.25. I think this is solid 1/1. Somebody's gonna make those creature effects or creature types significant somewhere someday. And sack it, destroy something, and it gives you life. There's a lot of things going on with this simple card. Next, we have Water Tribe Captain. That's two generic and a white creature, human soldier ally, common. Pay 5, creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn, and it's a 3/3. So it's a 3/3 for 3 that has kind of a rally effect. Give it a 3.25. It's not solid. Being an ally is going to give a lot of these a bump because the allies have a lot going on. Kyoshi Warriors. Three generic and a white creature, human warrior ally. Common, when this creature enters, create a 1/1 white ally creature token. It's a 3/3. So for 4 mana, you get a 3/3 and a 1/1. So you get basically 4 points of power and toughness. And if you airbend this, you get more value. I think it's still 3.25. I think these are good cards. Now I don't like that it's not evasive, but that's just how it is. Sandbender Storm. Three generic and a white, instant, common. Choose one. Destroy target creature with power 4 or greater, or Earthbend for 3. So that's what I was wondering. I've been wondering. I'm like, can we get Earthbend in white? And the reason I ask is because you earthbend your farm animal, right? Wait, I'm tripping. I'm tripping. I'm trying to figure out a way to make the creatures lands to earthbend them. I'll get in the lab. I want to make the creatures lands so I can earthbend them. So when I sack them, they can come back. That is what I'm trying to do. Will it work that way? So if you have a creature, you make it a land in addition to its other types, you earth bend it to put the counters on it, and it's already a land that when it dies, it comes back to the battlefield. I think that would be super cool. Is it possible in limited? I don't know yet, but that's what I'm thinking I'm trying to do. So anyway, Sandbender Storm, destroy target creature power 4 or greater, or Earthbend for 3 at instant speed. That's really good. I'm putting that at 4.5. Next, we have Compassionate Healer. One generic and a white, creature, human, cleric, ally. Common, whenever this creature becomes tapped, you gain 1 life, scry 1. 2/2. Put it at 4. That's actually really good. 2 mana 2/2 doesn't do anything immediately, but when it becomes tapped, and that's any method of tapping it, you don't have to attack. You gain a life, which is super strong, and scry 1, which is super strong. I like this. And it's in the allies. Mono white might be a thing. I say that probably every season. Like this mono color might be a thing. But it'd be looking so good sometimes. Yip yip. One white instant lesson common. Target creature you control gets +2/+2 until end of turn. If that creature isn't allied, also gains flying until end of turn. This is excellent. I'll give it 3.5. Allies are gonna go crazy. It's like, oh, I need that little bit of damage over. Oh, not only do I get 2/2, but I also give this creature flying. Yes. You better throw in an extra yip. We gotta move. I'm loving this. Let's take me back to my childhood. Next we have Razor Rings. It's one generic and a white instant common. Razor Rings. Now that's a tongue twister. Razor Rings. Deals 4 damage to target attacking or blocking creature. You gain life equal to the excess damage dealt this way. I'm gonna give it. I like my removal, and this is solid removal. I'm gonna give it a 3.75 because I really think no. I'm gonna give it a 4. It's just good. No, it doesn't deal with all the problems. It doesn't deal with every problem. There's gonna be that 5 toughness creature that you're just not gonna be able to take out, and that's when this card starts dwindling in value. Airbending lesson. That's 2 generic and a white. Instant lesson common. Airbend target non-land permanent and draw a card. I love that. I love it. I'm gonna give it 3.25. Um, probably 3.5 because you can airbend their threat at instant speed and you can draw a card, or you can protect your thing, replay it later, and draw a card. This is really good. Avatar enthusiasts. Look at dude's going crazy. Oh man, it's 2 generic and a white creature, human, peasant, ally, common. Whenever another ally you control enters, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. It's a 2/2. That's honestly not the worst thing ever. It's a 3 mana 2/2. Whenever another ally enters, not when you cast it. Whenever another ally enters. So, say for instance, you played that 5 mana make an ally for each planes you control. So you have five. You get five counters on this guy. Boom. I think there's a lot of potential upside to this. I'm gonna give it a 3.25. Still kind of basic, but a little better than your average card, I would think, especially for limited. You got everyone. Thank you for pulling up. My name is Mr. Clintastik. Hope you're enjoying the limited set review. I'm rating these cards 0 to 5 for draft and sealed, and I'm really going off of my experience with previous sets and whatnot. So if y'all have any comments, let me know. I really appreciate the feedback and whatnot. So yeah, let's keep on going with Glider Kids. That's two generic and a white creature, human pilot ally, common flying. When this creature enters, scry one, and it's a 2/3. This is better than your average card. Like for me, average is like three. Okay, cool. This is okay. This ETBs scries you one. It's already a 2/3. Then say you have Momo out. This isn't a lemur, so you could possibly play this for two with a Momo out, and just be scrying through your deck. Let's go. Next we have Jiang Deserters. Hope I said that right. Sheesh. Jiang Jones Deserters. It's one generic and a white creature, human rebel ally. Common, when this creature enters, put a 1/1 counter on target creature. It's a 1/2. It can put a 1/1 counter on itself, so it could be a 2 mana 2/3. And it synergizes with Airbender a little bit. I'll give it 3.25. There's a lot of 3.25s, like a lot of average cards. This set is actually really good. I'm not seeing many unplayable cards whatsoever. And that's great. Like cards you'll see, you're like, why did they even create that card? It's not good. There's not a lot of that, if any. Path to Redemption, that's one generic and a white. Enchantment Aura. Enchanted creature can't attack or block. Pay 5, sack this aura. Exile enchanted creature. Create a 1/1 white ally creature token. Activate only during your turn. This is a 5. What do you mean for 2 mana? Your creature can't attack or block. And I can exile it later for 5 and also generate a token? This is excellent. You play all. Yeah, let me lock that down. Let me lock that down. And just so you know, you can't use it later. I'm gonna exile it. Make me a token. I love it. Maybe it's not a 5. I, mm, mm, nope. I'm sticking to the guns. It's too good. It stops so many things for such a low cost. Rabaroo Troop, that's 5 mana, 3 generic, 2 white creature, rabbit, kangaroo, common. Landfall, whenever a land you control enters, this creature gains flying until end of turn, you gain a life. It also has plane cycling for 2, and it's a 3/5. Wish it had flying. Well, it gains flying with landfall. I like that. I like that flavor. That's nice. Not a broken card. Average 5 mana 3/5. Not really. Plane cycling. Plane cycling isn't bad. I'm gonna give it an average 3. All right. That is all of the white cards. And I'm just gonna take a quick look at what I ranked as fives and see if I still feel the same way after seeing all of the cards. I love being able to do set reviews, especially preparing for the pre-releases, because it's so overwhelming to like get all your cards and you have no familiarity with them. You're like, what is going on? So yeah, I love doing the set reviews. So, what did I give fives to? Earth Kingdom Jailer? See, I forget what that did. Oh, yeah, it was the one that just kind of exiles a 3 or less, I believe it was, until this leaves the battlefield. It was an exile ability. Yep. Exile up to one target artifact, creature, and enchantment with mana value 3 or greater until this creature leaves the battlefield. That's just good. I love a good removal play. I rate removal really high. Bombs definitely can be bombs, but the ability to remove a bomb is great. You want to be able to do it. The opponent is gonna have something. They're always gonna have something, and you're gambling on your stuff just being better or playing out better without good removal. So Earth Kingdom Jailer was a 5 for me. Path to Redemption was a 5 for me. Just great removal spells. White looking good overall, and I'll probably do an average of which colors have the best rank ratings for me personally, and see if I can compare those to what comes out with actual analytics from Arena. All right, I'm gonna take a quick just breather break, and then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna run through the blue spells. So yeah, stay tuned. I'll be right back. Heyo! Hello, Fantastics. It's Mr. Clintastik back with some more Avatar The Last Airbender here on the channel. Yes, yes, the MTG cards are, we're having our pre release this weekend. So the full set has been, spoiled online. So we're doing a limited set review, going over all the cards individually and ranking them 0 to 5 on playability for draft and sealed. Hopefully this will help some people with their event this weekend, and I know it's going to help me for my event, and I'll let y'all know how it go. So I've already done the multicolored cards, the um, colorless cards, the lands, and the white cards. Now moving on to blue. All right, first up we got Legend of Karuk. This is a enchantment saga, mythic, two generic, two blue. Chapters 1 and 2 states, scry two, then draw a card. And then chapter 3, exile this saga, return it to the battlefield, transformed under your control. So this is one of those dual-sided cards. And I don't know if I went over how sagas work today, so I guess I can do it here. The way sagas work, chapters refer to the 1, 2, and 3 on the side of the card. So when it enters your triggering chapter 1, then the next turn, as the saga enters and after your draw step, add a lore counter. So it goes to chapter 2. Then once it hits chapter 3, you just follow the rule on the card. But whether the card stays, exiles, whatever. So this one in particular exiles and comes back as Avatar Karuk. Legendary Avatar. Whenever you cast a spell, create a 1/1 colorless spirit creature token with this token can't block or be blocked by non-spirit creatures. Exhaust. Waterbend 20. Take an extra turn after this one. That's fantastic. The Waterbend 20 will probably never happen in limited at all. But whenever you cast a spell, you create a 1/1 token that is essentially unblockable, and it's not like a non-creature spell or creature spell or artifact. It's any spell you cast, you create these 1/1s. If there's not some kind of way to combo that, then I'm just not a Magic player. If there's not a way to combo that somehow, I am not a Magic player. So and you're doing all this on the front side of a 4 mana card. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 5. Typically, I go, I want my removal and whatnot to be on up there, but this is really, really good. It evades a lot of damage based removal or attacking or blocking creature stuff. Then it becomes this creature that essentially just gives you value over the rest of the game. You can't beat it. Well, I mean, you can beat the card, but you can't beat the value to a degree. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. I like the Legend of Karuk. Next, we have the Secret of Bloodbending. It's 4 blue mana, sorcery lesson, mythic. As an additional cost to cast a spell, you may waterbend 10. You control target opponent during the next combat phase. If this spell's additional cost was paid, you control that player during their next turn instead. Oh, okay. Um, this is expensive. I like the puppeteering element of the card. The water bending is kind of expensive, unless I'm missing a way to make my spells cost less or ramp a little easier. Because the water bending is cool, but it's kind of expensive on a lot of the cards. I don't know how this will work. This isn't a straight up removal spell, which I typically like. It's not a creature. It's not draw. It's battlefield manipulation, which typically comes in the form of like combat tricks. This is 4 blue mana. This is a lot. They want a lot for this, for limited at least. I'm gonna give it a 2. Like I'm sure someone's gonna play it in my face, and I'm gonna feel just utterly touched and upset. But essentially, it's 4 blue mana. I'm typically going to want to play potentially 2 colors, and that's a lot not to just straight up remove something. Next, we have Wan Shitong Librarian. It's X and 2 blue, legendary creature, bird, spirit, mythic with flash. I always love to see some flash. Flying and vigilance. Okay. And when it enters, put X 1/1 counters on them. Okay. Draw half X cards rounded down. Okay. And whenever an opponent searches the library, put a 1/1 counter on Wan Shitong and draw a card. It's a 1/1. I love it. It's a 2/2. I mean, it's a 2 mana 1/1 that with upside. 2 mana 1/1 with flash, flying, and vigilance. That's his base. You pay one, you get so for 3 mana, you get a 3 mana 2/2 that draws you a card with flash and flying and vigilance. It just scales up from there. Whenever an opponent searches their library, it could be for mana, anything. You put a 1/1 counter on them and draw a card. If you can't tell by my reaction, I'm giving them a 5. I'm I'm about to go add them to all my blue commander decks. I know this is a limited set review, but I'm about to go add Wan Shi Tong to all of my blue commander decks. I'm doing it. This is this is great. So much value, so much value. I, so in Commander, for instance, anytime a opponent plays a spell, you draw a card. Unless they pay a 1. In Commander, you know how often people go search for lands and whatnot? Wan Shi Tong is gonna go crazy because every time a sack of mana go look for this. Oh, I go tutor this up. I go find this. You're just getting value the whole time. I'm with it. I rock with Wan Shi Tong Librarian. And I can't wait. Even in limited, I think it's going to be great with all those keywords. Yes. Next, we have Waterbender Ascension. One generic and a blue. Enchantment, rare. Whenever a creature you control deals combat to a player, put a quest counter on this enchantment. Then, if it has 4 more quest counters on it, draw a card. Waterbend 4, target creature can't be blocked this turn. I'm giving it a 4.25. This is strong. Unblockability is strong. Drawing cards is strong. This isn't a creature. It's not doing anything on the front end. It's slow, but even still, I mean, Waterbend 4, target creature can't be blocked this turn. My biggest threat, boom, to your face. To your face. It's probably more like a 3.75. It does need help. It does need help, but it helps so much. All right, next we have Yue the Moon Spirit. Three generic and a blue legendary creature spirit ally, rare, flying vigilance with waterbend 5, tap. You may cast a non creature spell from your hand without paying its mana cost. This is a 3 3. 4 mana, 3 3, flying and vigilance. Not bad. Waterbend 5, tap to play a non creature spell from hand. I mean, it better be a big, it got to be above 5 mana for you to care. Like, the only part that really seems to matter here, maybe if you're playing spells that are like multicolored and you're not even in the right colors, this could go crazy. Um, yeah, as I've heard before, this might bring back some omniscience shenanigans in standard, but for limited, I'm like, what spell would I play? I would have to have a really good spell, 5 or above, to want to really try to pair this up with something. It's definitely better than your average card. I'm gonna give it a 3.75. Next, we have Ty Lee, Chi Blocker, and that's a two generic and a blue legendary creature human performer ally. I love some of these little keywords they're adding. She's rare, flash, prowess. When she enters, tap up to one target creature. It doesn't untap during its controller's untap step for as long as you control Ty Lee, and this is a 2/1. It's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. I'm gonna give her a 4. Not much to say. I mean, she has prowess, she has flash, she locks down a creature. I mean, what else do you want? The Unagi of Kyoshi Island. Okay. Three generic, two blue, legendary creature serpent, rare, flash with ward, waterbend 4. Oh, ooh. I wonder who added that little flavor to it. Ward, which is waterbend 4, which I forgot. You can tap artifacts and creatures to help water bend. So some of the creatures, I mean, some of the spells I said that had a high water bending cost, you can use your creatures to help pay it. So if you're in an ally deck, you water bend with the 5 allies you got. Still going to keep the rating the same because you still need to have a good spell to play for that cost. But I forgot about that water bend element. Whenever an opponent draws their second card each turn, you draw 2 cards. This is a 5/5. I'm gonna give it a 4.75. This is solid to me. It's flash, so it can get into combat. Surprisingly, it got a little ward element to it, not hexproof, but it's a little more harder to touch. And then if you see your opponent's about to draw an additional card, you can flash it out there, and you get 2 cards instead. Well, not instead, but in addition. There's a lot of stuff going on. Man, I can't say it enough. This set is looking just amazing. Next, we have Spirit of Water Revival or Spirit Water Revival. One generic, two blue, sorcery, rare. As an additional cost to cast this spell, you may waterbend 6. Draw 2 cards. If this spell's additional cost is paid, instead shuffle your graveyard into your library, draw 7 cards, and you have no maximum hand size for the rest of the game. Exile Spirit Water Revival. Okay. So a 3 mana draw 2 in limited, that's great. It's already in blue, that's great. And then you can waterbend 6, shuffle your graveyard into your library, and draw 7 cards. A 3 mana potential draw 7. Got to give it a five. This is a. I know it needs help. I know the card does need help because if you don't get to Waterbend six, it's not a five, but it's close. I'm giving it 4.75. There's a lot of upside with this spell. Next, we have the Mechanist Aerial Artisan. Two generic and a blue. Legendary creature, human artificer ally, rare. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create a clue token. Tap until in turn, target artifact token you control becomes a 3/1 construct artifact creature with flying. It's a 1/3. Uh, so there's like a semi, like a kind of a prowess archetype in the set. I would have to go list all the prowess cards to know. But if there's enough prowess cards, these having cards like this that works off the instants and sorceries, it's gonna be great. And it also leans into the water bending element too, because clues could help tap for water bending. So I think there's a place for something like this, but it needs to be specifically in a deck that intends to play a lot of non-creature spells. I'm gonna give it a 3.25. Next we have Tiger Seal, a blue creature cat seal, rare, vigilance. At the beginning of your upkeep, tap this creature. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, untap this creature. And it's a 3/3. So a 1 mana 3/3 with vigilance at the beginning of your upkeep, tap it. When you draw your second card each turn, untap it. I'm gonna put it at a 4. I think that's an interesting line, like bit of text there. It's vigilant, so if you do untap it, you can just swing in with it and keep it open. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, untap this creature. So it could potentially, I don't know. I don't know. This card's a little weird, right? Because it's a great stat line, but it's a little weird as far as like having that at the beginning of upkeep tap this creature clause. I'm gonna put it at I gotta reduce it. 3.5. There's something weird going on with that card. I'm not exactly sure how I feel about it yet. It might actually be a 2.5. If it's bad, it's bad. If it's good, it's good. All right, we got the Spirit Oasis, two generic and a blue, legendary enchantment shrine. Uncommon. When the Spirit Oasis enters, draw a card for each shrine you control. Whenever another shrine control enters, draw a card. I feel like shrines should have been in Omen Paths. I don't know. It seemed like Omen Paths would have been the place to have shrines. Hmm. When it enters, you draw a card, and if you do play another shrine, you draw a card. Well, I don't think shrines are going to be a thing, but I saw there were a couple cards that drew up shrines or tutored up shrines or something. Hmm. I'm gonna give it a 3. I think this is kind of like the average card. Like just, you got to build upon it or whatnot. I don't think, yeah, I think it's average. Katara Bending Prodigy. Okay. Two generic and a blue. Legendary creature, human warrior ally, uncommon at the beginning of your end step. If Katara is tapped, put a 1/1 counter on her. Water bend 6, draw a card. She's a 2/3. Katara bending prodigy. Where have you been? Come on down. I just they're coming out with some great cards. Some great cards. What am I? I'm gonna give her a 4. Honestly, I'm gonna give her 4.5. She pumps, and then the water bend 6. Draw a card. I think this is really good. I could be overrating her, but I just don't know yet. This is for a limited once again. Just at the instant, put a counter on her, so you water bend with her somehow. She becomes a 3/4, 4/5, a 5/6. As the game goes on, it just gets better. You water bend with her, draw a card. I don't. I just from what I've seen, going wide is gonna be what is happening here. You're gonna make these. I just see these boards going crazy wide with counters going different places and earth bending, animating creatures, allies producing creatures, and just this huge clash on both sides of the board until someone can get in unblockable or flying or somehow ping someone out. Okay. I'm gonna do my best to play as much of this set as humanly possible, budgetly possible. All right, To Spirited Glider, 3 generic and a blue, legendary creature, human pilot, ally, uncommon with flying. Whenever one or more creatures you control with flying attack draw a card, then discard a card. When you discard a non-land card this way, put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. It's a 1/4. Ugh, they had to do them like that. You saw how hype I got for Katara at 3 mana. This would have been somewhat okay at 3 mana. This would have been somewhat okay at 4 mana if it said whenever a creature with flying you control attack, draw a card, discard a card. There's so many routes where this card would have been better than what it is. A 4 mana 1/4 that you needs a lot of stuff to happen for you to get a 1/1 counter on something. I'll give it 2.75. I'm not a fan of this. I think there's some stuff you can do to make it better, but I'm not a fan. Oh, Grand. Hey, Grand. Blue, legendary creature, human, peasant, ally, uncommon. Whenever Grand becomes tapped, draw a card. Grand's gonna be helping us draw, man, helping us water bend so much. Then discard a card. Non-creature spells you cast cost one less to cast, as long as there are 3 or more lessons in your graveyard. I think this kind of goes once again in a non-creature like a prowess base deck. If we get enough prowess cards or enough cards to generate creatures. Like we gotta do something to make this happen. I'm gonna have to do like a full overview once I'm done reading all the cards. But yeah, Grand's great. I'm gonna give Grand a oh sorry y'all, I haven't been pulling it up high enough. She's a 1 mana 1/2, which is already good. Tap, draw a card, discard a card. That's just great. Giving Grand a 3.75. Master Paku. 1 generic and a blue, legendary creature, human advisor ally, uncommon with prowess. Whenever Master Paku becomes tapped, target player mills X cards where X is the number of lessons in your graveyard. It's a 1/3. I wish this wasn't legendary. I wish this wasn't legendary. It's prowess how like it would go in the prowess deck. But honestly, I feel like we'd be okay with multiple Master Pakus. The legendary's putting a great little barrier on it. Forces you into playing lessons because it could have said instants and sorceries. I'm gonna give it a 2.75. I'm not happy with Master Paku. It's a 2 mana 1/3 with prowess, which isn't the worst. No evasion. He's gonna be what you want for your prowess deck, but he doesn't generalize to any just blue deck on the whole. I could be disrespecting him there with that rating, but 2.75 is what I'm feeling right now. Waterbending Scroll, one generic and a blue artifact, uncommon. Pay 6, tap, draw a card. This ability costs 1 less to activate for each island you control. It's not legendary. So you're telling me if I happen, say I'm ridiculous. I'm just like, I don't want anybody to have any fun. I want to just play blue, mono blue. Once I get 6 blue mana out there, I can just tap this and draw cards for free. I mean, even before I get to 6 blue mana, I'm just drawing a card just by tapping this essentially. I'm giving this a 4.5. Waterbending Scroll is nasty work. Artifact destruction is going to be important. Permanent destruction is going to be important because if opponents are sliding this casually out on turn 2 and you're like, oh, well, it takes 6. It takes 6 to tap it, but they've already played 2 blue mana. Huh? Now on turn 3, they play the third blue mana, right? And now they can tap 3, tap this, and just start drawing cards. Turn 4, another blue mana. Now it's only, what, 2 mana to tap? And you still got 2 open mana? Oh. I'm giving it a 4.75. I'm really getting to the point where I'm like, this is just too good. It's not even like you have to sacrifice. It's not legendary. I'm giving it a 5. This is good. This is just a gut feeling. You're not gonna want your opponents to have this card. I'm not gonna want to see my opponents with this card, and that's what's driving my ranking up higher. This is kind of scary because they're just gonna be their whole deck. Just draw their whole deck and just play in front of your face. And it's an artifact that you can also tap for water bending. Yeah, yeah. Next, we have Accumulate Wisdom. It's one generic and a blue instant lesson, uncommon. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. Put one of those cards into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. Put each of those cards in your hand instead if there are 3 or more lesson cards in your graveyard. This makes lessons more valuable. This makes lessons more valuable. So from what I'm understanding, the prowess slash like non-creature spell deck is gonna be a prowess non-creature spell or basically prowess lesson deck. There seems to be a prowess lesson deck that could be built and possibly be efficient after you get past all the earth bending and ally creation and all that. It's starting to come together in my head. Um, 2 mana blue card, instant speed, lesson, 3.5, 3.75. Gives you just a lot of card selection. Next, we have Crashing Wave, 2 blue sorcery, uncommon. As an additional cost to cast this spell, Waterbend X. Tap up to X target creatures, then distribute 3 stun counters among tapped creatures your opponents control. Okay. Oh, sorcery speed though. I mean, it is a strong ability just to tap them all down and put a stunned counter on like multiple creatures. I think it's like a 4.5. There's a lot of value to that. Water bending is getting stronger and stronger in my head when I'm seeing these artifacts and whatnot. And if you have ways to get your instants and sorceries back, which we've seen is a, I believe it was a common or uncommon card in red blue, these things are possible. Next, we have Benevolent River Spirit, 2 blue, creature spirit, uncommon, as an additional cost to cast this spell. Waterbend 5, flying, ward 2. When this creature enters, scry 2. So it's a 4/5 with a lot of upside for 2 mana, but you have to Waterbend 5. So you have to play a creature on turn 1. You have to play spells like the 2 mana white creature that makes a creatures that make creatures go up in value because they can be used to water bend. So say you turn 1 creature, turn 2 a creature that makes 2 creatures, right? And so turn 3. So even if you don't, I get yeah, turn 3 you get to play this by tapping 2 of your creatures and pay. You get what I'm saying. This is doable within the first few turns. By like turn 3, this is possible. Uh, And that's a flying ward to. Oh no, wait. You got to waterbend 5. Hold on, you can't just pay the extra mana. No, you can. You can pay the extra mana. So yeah, I'm giving this a 5. These cards are great. A 2 mana 4/5 with flying ward 2 enter scry 2, but the only additional cost is pay 5. Give me that. Oops. Okay. Yeah, I'm excited. I am excited for some Avatar Last Airbender. Next, we have Knowledge Seeker, 1 generic and a blue. Creature, Fox Spirit, uncommon, vigilance. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. When this creature dies, create a clue token. It's a 2/1. Give it 3.5. It has vigilance, 2/1, 2 mana. Not much to say about it. Dies, creates a clue. So it leaves behind a little something. Ember Island production, 3 generic, 2 blue, sorcery, uncommon. Choose one. Create a token that's a copy of target creature you control, except it's not legendary and it's a 4/4 hero in addition to its other types. I love cards like this. Or you can create a token that's a copy of target creature an opponent control, except it's not legendary and it's a 2/2 coward in addition to its other types. This is great. This is going in blue commander decks now. Like I got to go make a cut to put cards like this in the owl in the deck. I love it. I love it. Now for limited, how do I feel about it? I don't know. You really got to have something good to copy, but you're gonna definitely be drafting to have something good to copy. I'll give it 4.5. I think this is great. Or your opponent's gonna have something good that you want to copy, but it's not gonna, you know, be as strong potentially. Next, we have Boomerang Basics Blue, Sorcery lesson uncommon. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's control. If you control that permanent, draw a card. Okay. Give it 4.25. Only because it's not instant. If this was instant, this would just be a 5. Just boom. Just get out of here. The sorcery speed slows it down. There's a lot of upside to the card though too. Because you bounce your own permanent, you draw a card. Mm. For 1 mana and it's a lesson. I, I'm a blue player if you haven't been able to tell, because I'm ranking these cards too high. This is a 5. You just bounce the thing. Just what you spend all that mana to play that thing. I'm gonna bounce it for 1. Not at instant speed, but I'm still bouncing it for 1. Invasion submersible. That's 2 generic and a blue artifact vehicle uncommon. When this vehicle enters, return up to 1 target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. You can exhaust, which is Waterbend 3. This vehicle becomes an artifact creature. Put 3/1/1 counters on it. I'm just in paradise. This is just great. It's removal. I'm giving it a 5. Blue is looking, as always, good. It's gonna come in. It's a permanent. It's tempo. You're bouncing their thing out the way, right? Waterbend 3 becomes a creature. You don't even have to. Oh, that's the only way. There's no crew cost. There's no crew for this vehicle. You just got to operate it with waterbending. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'll play multiple copies of this. Turn 3, I'll bounce your thing. Okay, I'll play it again. Okay, cool. Turn 4, I'll bounce your thing. Okay, I'll do it again. Do it again. Granted, it's uncommon. How often you gonna see it? I would love to do it. Next, we have Serpent of the Past. The art. Look at the art. Oh man. It's 5 generic and 2 blue, creature serpent, uncommon. If there are 3 or more lesson cards in your graveyard, you may cast this spell as though it had flash. This spell costs 1 less for each non-creature, non-land card in your graveyard. It's a 6/5. This is your payoff for your like blue, red, prowess, non-creature lesson deck. This is the payoff. This right there. That's what you want. Um, if you can get this guy to be a 2 mana flash 6/5, there's not gonna be much your opponent can even do to you. That if you have multiple copies of this in addition, they they won't be able to scratch you. I say 2 copies of this in a solid um prowess non-creature deck is gonna just be so devastating to your opponents, they're gonna scoop. Gonna scoop. This card is great. Needs to be in the right deck. Otherwise, 7 mana 6/5, which isn't the greatest. But this is a payoff. I'm putting a 4.5. Strong payoff. Next, we have Sokka's Haiku. 3 generic and 2 blue. Instant lesson. Uncommon. Counter target spell. Draw a card. Then mill 3 cards. Untap target land. Is that a haiku? Counter target spell. Draw a card. Then mill 3 cards. Untap target land. I don't want to mill 3 cards. I never do. I never want to mill my cards. Lesson decks may want to mill cards to trigger the lesson in the graveyard. So you mill 3 cards. You put in potentially instants and sorceries in your yard or non creatures to play that. It's 5 mana to counter a spell to do all this stuff. I don't like it. Let me give it a 2.5. I think it can be played. I think people can play it well if that's what they plan to do. I just don't want to plan to do that. I don't want that to be my strategy. Next, we have Honest Work, blue. Enchantment Aura, uncommon. Enchant creature and opponent controls. When this aura enters, tap enchanted creature and remove all counters from it. Enchanted creature loses all abilities and is a citizen with base power and toughness 1/1 and add a mana named Humble Merchant. Oh, 4.25. I love the card. I love it. I love the card. I don't want to ramp my opponent. I don't want to ramp my opponent. Now, I do like that it removes all the counters, but you. Wait, tap enchanted creature and remove all. It doesn't stay tap, right? Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't say doesn't untap. The fact that I just don't want to ramp them is what's holding me back. If it didn't say give them a mana, if it said give them a food, clue, no, mm, mm, yeah, nope, I don't want to give them anything, nothing. So even though it's solid, deal with a big threat, great. I'm not giving it a 5 because I do not want to ramp them. I don't want to ramp them into another big threat. Next, we have North Pole Patrol, two generic and a blue creature, human soldier ally, uncommon, tap, untap another target permanent you control, waterbend 3, tap target creature and opponent controls. It's 2 3. Hmm. This could be real strong. If you have the allies and whatnot to do it, give it a 3.75. I think it's the perfect card for the right person with the right build, which hopefully will be me. Next, we have Octopus Form. Blue, instant, lesson, common. Target creature you control gets 1/1 and gains hexproof until end of turn and untap it. 4.75. Just hexproof is super strong. Untapping in your opponent's face is going to be nasty work. It's also a lesson. You're going to want it for specifically those decks and even your non lesson oriented decks. Lost Days, four generic and a blue, instant lesson, common. The owner of target creature or enchantment puts it into their library, second from the top or on the bottom. You create a clue token. Okay, I'm gonna give us 2.5. It's just too expensive. It's too expensive to do that. It'd be in a lesson, you might want to jam it in your lesson deck if you're short on them, but that's not gonna be my first option of strategy. Next, we have Forecasting Fortune Teller, a generic and a blue creature, human advisor ally, common. When this creature enters, create a clue token. It's 1 3. That's going to help Waterbend. That's going to help Waterbend for 2 mana. Common creature, ally. I like it. Give it 3.25. I like it a lot. I'd play multiple copies of it. Next, we have First Time Flyer, one generic and a blue, flying. This creature gets 1/1 as long as there's a lesson card in your graveyard. It's a creature, human pilot, ally, common, and a 1/2. So for 2 mana, you get a 1/2, and if you have a lesson in your yard, It's a 2/3 for 2 with flying. Okay, won't say it's that. For 2 mana, 1/2 is kind of average, but the goal is to have the lesson in the yard to make it a 2 mana, 2/3, which is great. Because if 2 mana, 2/3 isn't the greatest, but a 2 mana, 2/3 flyer isn't half bad. Give it 3.25. Really, I'm gonna give it 3.5. I think this card is good, especially for the deck it's supposed to be in. And I think that's what I need to consider. Like the rating for the card in the deck it should be in. And then if those decks are just not possible or it's just, just proven not to be good, it's just how it is. They need to be considered. Next we have Rowdy Snowballers, 2 mana, sorry, 2 generic and a blue creature, human, peasant, ally, common. When this creature enters, tap target creature an opponent controls and put a stun counter on it. It's a 2/2. Give it 3.5. Stuns the creature down. That's great for tempo. Tempo plays for cheap mana is great. You're putting a creature out, locking down one of their things, and just keeping it going. Iguana Parrot, 2 generic and a blue creature, lizard, bird, pirate, common, vigilance, flying, prowess, 2/2. I'm gonna give it 3.5 as well. It's a little bit behind where I would want it to be, but that prowess and vigilance is really good. And in a deck that is focused on non-creature prowess, like I said, I don't think there's gonna be too many archetypes. I think there's gonna be allies, um, uh, what's it, prowess, earthbending, and that's really it. Maybe a little bit with the firebending, but the firebending I think is gonna just lean into prowess. So I think for the most part, you're dealing with allies, earthbending, and maybe a prowess deck that can counter them both. Next, we have Geyser Leaper, 4 generic and a blue creature, human, warrior, ally, common, flying, waterbend, 4, draw a card, discard a card, 4/3, 5 mana. 2.5. It's just a little expensive. The waterbend is cool or whatever. I'll give it a 3. I'll give it a 3. It's an average card. Drawing a card is super strong, but the cost is high on that. It'll quench you. 1 generic and a blue, instant lesson, common, counter target spell unless its controller pays 2. 3.75. That could really come in handy. Some of these spells are stupid strong. They're too, you don't even want them to play it. You don't want it to enter the battlefield. You don't want to have to destroy it. You don't want to have to bounce it. You just need to counter it. Just need to because spells are too good. Watery Grasp, 1 blue enchantment aura, common enchant creature. Enchanted creature doesn't untap during its controller's untap step. Waterbend 5, enchanted creatures owner shuffles it into their library. This is a 5 for me. This is something I'm drafting every time. I'll play 10 of these. Dog, you locked. Yep. Doesn't untap. Locked. Oh, wait. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature doesn't untap. It doesn't tap it down initially. That's the problem. That's give it 4.25. It would have been great, but it doesn't tap it down, and then you got to pay 6 or 5 more to shuffle it into their library. You're not dealing with the threat; you're just saving it for later. Waterbending lesson: 3 generic and a blue sorcery lesson common. Draw 3 cards, then discard a card unless you waterbend 2. It's 3.5. 5 mana to draw three cards. Pay two. I mean, no, 4 mana. 4 mana to draw three cards. No, 4.5. 4 mana. Actually, no. Fi- I'm playing some blue this season. Draw three cards, discard a card unless you waterband two. I don't even care if I have to discard a card. I'm drawing three for four. Blue is looking disgusting. Blue is looking disgusting. Next, we have Otter Penguin. It's one generic and a blue creature, Otter Bird, common. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, this creature gets +1/+2 until end of turn and can't be blocked this turn. It's a 2/1. Sheesh. Giving it 3.75. Unblockability. I know you got to trigger it, but my gosh. And it gets a 1+1 on it, or 1/2 on it. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Giant Koi, 4 generic, 2 blue, creature, fish, common. Waterbend 3, this creature can't be blocked this turn. It has island cycling and it's a 5/7. I'm giving it at least a 4.25. Cycle it if you don't need it. Waterbend 3, it's a 5/7 that's unblockable. This is comes down, next turn, hits. Hits. The only thing is missing is haste. That's a great card. Game ender. Next, we have Flexible Waterbender, 3 generic and a blue, creature, human, warrior, ally, common with vigilance. Waterbend 3, this creature has base power and toughness 5/2 until end of turn. It's a 2/5. Give it a 2. I don't necessarily like that one. A lot of work for nothing there. So overall, I felt blue just I felt his way better than white. Like White had a lot of okay, you piece this together, you piece this together. This was just good things all around. Cards that can just make or break a game in your favor. Blue may be the base of my decks for limited this season. It just gives you so much potential. Draw, scry, copy, eh, just a lot of control. All right, so we've gone over the multicolored cards, the artifacts, the white, and now the blue spells. I'm gonna take another little break. I'm gonna try to do my best and complete all the cards tonight, so that I can do my editing tomorrow and try to piece together some, little combos that I may see or whatnot. So I'm gonna take a quick break, and I'll be right back. I was I'm gonna have to start all of that over. Ayo, hello, fantastic. It's Mr. Glentastic. Restarting the video because I was muted apparently. If you enjoy my content, please be sure to like, follow, and subscribe to help the channel grow in the future. This is the Magic the Gathering Avatar The Last Airbender crossover set review. Limited set review focusing on draft and sealed. So yeah, I said all that. Y'all probably saw me jibber jabbering and not hearing a word of it. But we're just going to kick it off with The Rise of Sozin. It's a saga for generic to black. Chapter 1, destroy all creatures. Chapter 2, choose a card name, search target opponent's graveyard, hand, and library for up to 4 cards with that name and exile them. Then that player shuffles and you can exile. Well, then you exile this saga, return it to the battlefield, transform under your control into Fire Lord Sozin, legendary creature, human noble, menace, firebending 3. Whenever Fire Lord Sozin deals combat damage to a player, you may pay X. When you do, put any number of target creature cards with total mana value X or less from that player's graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. This is phenomenal. This is phenomenal. 6 mana to destroy all creatures. So you're going to want to bait them out. You're going to want to bait them out. But at the same time, the flip side is so good. I'm putting it at a 5 because you flip it and you start taking their things too. This has menace 5/5 after blowing up their board. No, man. Okay. Okay. If I get a chance to play Fire Lord, The Rise of Sozin, definitely playing it. Next, we have Ko, the Face Stealer. Four generic and 2 black. Legendary creature shapeshifter spirit, mythic. When Ko enters, exile up to one other target creature. Whenever another non token creature dies, you may exile it. Pay 1 life, choose a creature card exile with Ko. Ko has all activated and triggered abilities of the last chosen card. 6 mana to exile one thing is expensive. It's expensive. But it stops you can stop the opponent's creatures from going to the graveyard. Then, if there's an ability you like anywhere from a creature that died and you exiled, you can just pay a life to get it. I'm giving this a 5. Coda Face Stealer is excellent. 6/6 body. Love it. Black starting off strong. 2 6 mana spells, but they are bangers. They are banger spells. Next, we have Phoenix Fleet Airship, 2 generic and 2 black artifact vehicle, mythic, flying. At the beginning of your end step, if you sacrificed a permanent this turn, create a token that's a copy of this vehicle. As long as you control 8 or more permanents named Phoenix Airship, this vehicle is an artifact creature, crew 1. It's a 4/4. Say you sacrifice a clue. Yeah, you sacrifice a clue or food or treasure. You create a token that's a copy of this vehicle. Now you're only making it once per turn, and you need 8 of these for them to be vehicle artifact creatures. Once per turn. And it's only if you sack the permanent. So you might not get it, but you might get it. Still got to crew 1. Give this a 4.25. This seems low key broken, but I don't know how to break it yet. It just seems like something you can go in and just manipulate. I'm gonna be a tad afraid of Phoenix Fleet Airship. Next we have Day of Black Sun. It's X into black sorcery rare. Each creature with mana value X or less loses all abilities until end of turn. Destroy those creatures. It's just getting better and better. It's just getting better and better. It- Like this even gets around indestructibility. Say, oh, I'm gonna give this creature indestructibility. Well, they lose all abilities until end of turn. Will that stack on top? I gotta understand that. This seems really good. I gave it a 5. My Scornful Striker, one generic and a black, legendary creature, human noble ally, rare, first strike. Whenever a player casts a non-creature spell, they lose 2 life as a 2/2. Did they play this? Like, did they create this to face the VV decks or the infinite play decks? Because these are some. This is great. This is a commander staple for me. I love it. 2 mana first strike. Whenever a player casts a non-creature spell, they lose 2 life. I'm playing this in limited anytime I'm playing a black deck. Black is looking blue black maybe like some kind of blue black shenanigans, just control. But you're gonna have to do that in the face of the prowess or the ally decks, which is gonna come out on top. The Fire Nation Drill, 2 generic and 2 black, legendary artifact vehicle, rare with trample. When the Fire Nation Drill enters, you may tap it. When you do, destroy target creature with power 4 or less. Pay 1 permanent your opponent's control, lose hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. Crew 2. This is 6/3. You airbend this. You airbend this and you do it again for 2 mana. You airbend this and do it again for 2 mana. They are giving us some tools here. They are giving us some tools and some game changers within the limited format, I tell you. Next, we have Obsessive Pursuit. 1 generic and a black enchantment rare. When this enchantment enters and at the beginning of your upkeep, you lose 1 life and create a clue token. Artifacts help waterbend. Whenever you attack, put X 1/1 counters on target attacking creature, where X is the number of permanents you've sacrificed this turn. If X is 3 or greater, that creature gains lifelink until end of turn. Uh, I think just the constant generation of that clue is where the main value is. I'll give it a 3.75. I think just being able to just play it and every turn you're getting a you're losing a life, which sucks, but you're getting a clue token which can help waterbend, which can draw you a card. And this is only for 2 mana. And this is every turn, and then say you do need it to do something. This upside, this could be much better than a 3.75 card for me. I'm really not seeing any unplayables. That's crazy because when I did my last set review, or I have memory of doing set reviews in the past, and I'm just reading cards. I'm like, bro, who's ever playing this anywhere? Like, where are they playing this card? They're not playing it in limited. They're not going to play it in constructed. They're not playing it anywhere. Why did they print this? For who? Not, I'm not able to say that today. All right, we got Raven Eagle, two generic and a black. Creature, bird, assassin, rare with flying. Whenever this creature enters or attacks, excuse me. Whenever this creature enters or attacks, exile up to one target creature from a graveyard. If a creature card is exiled this way, create a clue token. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, each opponent loses one life and you gain one life. It's a 2/3. I'm giving it 4.5. It's a 3 mana 2/3, which isn't the best baseline stats, but you can exile a creature from a graveyard, which is great. You don't want that recursion to happen. If you do that, you create a clue so it draws you a card which triggers its ability. Multiple copies of it just makes the ability even better. Boiling Rock Rioter, two generic and a black, creature, human, rogue, ally, rare with firebending 1. Whenever this creature attacks, add 1 red. This mana lasts until end of combat. Target an untapped ally you control. Exile target card from a graveyard. Whenever this creature attacks, you may cast an ally spell from among cards you own. Exile with this creature. Huh. This is great. So allies are even in black, which is excellent. You might even splash this in your just whatever color ally deck. You tap an ally you control, exile one of your allies from the yard, and when this creature attacks, you may cast an ally from among cards you own with the exile creature. That's pretty good. It could be recursive allies. Like, yeah, give me that back. I'm giving it a 4.5. These cards are great. These cards are great. Next, we have Foggy Swamp Visions. It's one generic and two black sorcery. Rare as an additional cost to cast a spell, Waterbend X. Exile X target creatures from a graveyard for each creature card exiled this way. Create a token that's a copy of it. At the beginning of your next end step, sacrifice those tokens. Exile X target creatures from graveyards and just make a copy of it. What are they doing? For three, let's see. Let's see, because you got a water bin with it, right? So you got to have permanence. So say, how you line this up? Turn one, maybe they play a creature, maybe they don't. Turn two, they typically want to have a creature out. You remove it. Turn three, they play a creature, you remove it. Turn four, they play a creature. Like this have to be in a very heavy, like just removal deck. You probably want the 6 mana just blow up the board card, or create ways to like creatures of your own to sacrifice for value to go to the yard. I think this is just really good. I think there's just too much upside for me not to consider this at 4.5. It breaks the game. Because maybe it's not early game, but late game they got 2, 3 creatures in their yard. You got 2, 3 creatures in your yard. You water bin 4 to 6. It get back 6 permanents for basically 3. Okay. Okay. Oh, it's so sad. They put the Northern Air Temple in black. One mana, legendary shrine, black, common, well, uncommon. Whenever Northern Air Temple enters, each opponent loses X life and you gain X life, where X is the number of shrines you control. Whenever another shrine you control enters, each opponent loses one life and you gain one life. I'll give it a. I don't know how I feel about the shrines really. This doesn't draw anything, and you really got to pair it with the shrines. Could five color shrines be a thing in limited? Maybe with the airbending ability. That could be a thing. Maybe with the airbending ability, you can make shrines a thing. You draft all the shrines, you draft all the multicolored card lands, you draft all the airbending cards, and maybe you get some incremental value over time and win a game. Maybe. We'll see if I can pull it off. But just by itself, it's just man. I'm gonna give it a two. Azula on the Hunt. It's three generic and a black. Legendary creature, human noble, uncommon with firebending 2. Whenever Azula attacks, you lose one life and create a clue token. She's a 4/3. 4 mana 4/3 with firebending 2 creates clues. Not impressed. I am not impressed. No first strike, no menace. Tough call. I'm gonna give her a 3 because she's definitely better than just a 4 mana 4/3. But still, oh, all right, there we go. June the Bounty Hunter or June Bounty Hunter. One generic and a black. Legendary creature, human mercenary. Uncommon. June can't be blocked as long as you've drawn two or more cards this turn. Pay one, sacrifice another creature, create a clue token, activate only during your turn. So she's pseudo a sack outlet. 2/2. I think this is great. I'm gonna give it 4.25. Just a great little 2/2. Actually, I'm gonna give it 4.5 because she can potentially be unblockable. Low power unblockable, but unblockable all the same. Low and Lee, twin tutors, four generic and a black, legendary creature, human advisor, uncommon. When Low and Lee enters, search your library for a lesson or noble, reveal, put into your hand, shuffle. Noble creatures you can noble creatures you control and lesson spells you control have lifelink. 2/2. How does that work with the lessons having lifelink? I cast them and I gain life off the mana cost? I would assume that's what it is. I haven't noticed the noble creature type very much, but this does go and grab lessons. And like I mentioned, maybe with a blue and black lesson deck could be possible. Mm. 5 mana to do all that though? Kinda pricey. I'm gonna give her a 2.5. I think she's a little bit worse than average, but 5 mana you go and get something. Maybe if you had water bending to help with the cost or something, but a little expensive. Zuko's Conviction, one black mana, instant, uncommon, with kicker 4. Return target creature from your graveyard to your hand if this spell was kicked. Instead, put that card onto the battlefield tapped. I love it. I'm giving it 4.75. I think it's just good. You can play it early game, it's good. Late game, it's better. Sheesh. Judy, one of many. One generic and a black. Creature advisor. Creature human advisor. Uncommon. Black tap surveil one. Create a token that's a copy of this creature, then sacrifice an artifact or creature. Activate only as a sorcery. 2/2. I love the flavor of it because you don't have anything else to sacrifice. You have to sacrifice Judy, but if you have someone else or something else to sacrifice, Judy gets to live. They did it. They're doing it. They're doing it. They're doing it. They're doing it. They're making great cards. Surveil one. I'm gonna give her a 4.25. She's an early play that honestly can get out of hand because you're making another copy of Judy. Which, if you have the spells to do it, you can just make an army of Judies. Give me the Judies. Man. Okay. I gotta calm down. Keep on going. Keep on going. Fatal Fissure, one generic and a black. Instant, uncommon. Choose target creature. When that creature dies its turn, you earthbend 4. 4.25. I mean, you planning on sacrificing a creature anyways. You sacrifice the creature, earthbend something, still get value. Someone blows it up. Oh, I'm earthbend for 4. Or I'm gonna earthbend 4. And it's instant speed. I know that's gonna be triggering with something. Wolfbat, 2 generic and a black. Creature Wolfbat. Uncommon, flying. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, you may pay a black. If you do, return this card from your graveyard to the battlefield with a finality counter on it. It's a 2/2. Okay. Um, and thing is, you airbend it, you still get the ability, right? Again, it loses the finality counter. It's a 3 mana 2/2 with flying that can recur at least one time. I'll give it a 3.25. I think it's good. It's better than average. Tundra Tank, 2 generic and a black. Artifact vehicle, uncommon with firebending 1. When this creature enters, target creature you control gains indestructible until end of turn. You crew it for 1. It's a 4/4. 3 mana, 4/4, crew 1. I wish it had flash. Giving giving a creature indestructible could be really good though. Does have firebending 1 for itself. Give it a 3.25. Gotta respect it. Heartless Act, 1 generic and a black. Instant, uncommon, choose 1. Destroy target creature with no counters on it. Remove up to 3 counters from target creature. It's a 5. Run this. Play this card. Play Heartless Act. That's it. Play it. Next, we have Epic Downfall. 1 generic and a black. Sorcery, uncommon. Exile target creature of mana value 3 or greater. It's sorcery speed, but it's still a 5 rating card. You just run it. You get rid of whatever the problem was, mana value 3 or greater, which is going to be most things. Cat Gator, 6 mana and a black. Creature Fish Crocodile, uncommon with lifelink. When this creature enters, it deals damage equal to the number of swamps you control to any target. 3/2. So they're incentivizing monocolor to a degree. They're incentivizing. Because mono black deck where you play this for 7, you can deal just 7 to the face. That's a third of someone's life. Seven mana is an awful lot, though. I'm gonna give it a 2.75 just because the cost of it's so great, but the ability itself is devastating. Like if it dealt that damage and then gave you that life in return, yeah, I would probably put it higher. Next we have Fire Nation Engineer, two generic and a black. Creature Human Artificer, uncommon with Raid. At the beginning of your end step, if you attack with a creature this turn, put a 1/1 counter on another target creature or vehicle you control. This is a 2/3. Counters are important. I'm gonna give it a 3.25. Like I've just noticed people that can put counters in different places, they have a great advantage over me, especially. Next we have Buzzard Wasp Colony, three generic and a black, creature bird insect, uncommon with flying. When this creature enters, you may sacrifice an artifact or creature. If you do, draw a card. Whenever another creature you control dies, if it had counters on it, put its counters on this creature. It's a 2/2. 4 mana, 2/2 flyer that can draw you a card and potentially get counters on it. I'll say 3.25. It's not the worst. I think it's a little bit better than average, but almost a little not there. I almost gave it a 2.75. But flying, potential draw, potential counters kept it up there for me. Ozai's Cruelty, two generic and a black, sorcery lesson, uncommon. Ozai's Cruelty deals 2 damage to target player. That player discards 2 cards. Rude. 4.25. Just I know it seems weird, but this could just deal 2 damage to the face. Like honestly, two of these to the opponent. So you play this turn 3 and turn 4. You've dealt 4 damage to them, so it didn't like you skipped a beat. They discarded 4 cards. I typically don't like those kind of plays, but that's rude. That's super rude. It may be necessary with so many good spells this set. It might be necessary for us to discard cards. Pirate Peddlers, two generic and a black, creature human pirate, common, death touch. Whenever you sacrifice another permanent, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. 2/2. 3.25 is 3 mana, 2/2 death touch with upside. Black is all these cards are great. They just went all out to make good cards this set. Thank you, Wizards of the Coast. Thank you. Ruinous Waterbending, 3 mana. That's one generic and two black. Sorcery Lesson, uncommon. As an additional cost to cast a spell, you may waterbend 4. All creatures get -2 until end of turn. If this spell's additional cost was paid, whenever a creature dies this turn, you gain 1 life. Mm, mm, Neg 2/2 until end of turn. They don't seem to be quite enough. Let me get this a 2.5. Maybe 2.75. It's still kind of like a removal, but it's not. It's just not enough. Next, we have Canyon Crawler, 4 generic, 2 black, creature, spider, beast, common with death touch. When this creature enters, create a food token. Also has swamp cycling for 2, and it's a 6/6. Enters, makes a food. That's not really that strong. 6 mana, 6/6, death touch. Almost redundant. I like that it has swamp cycling. It can help with your monocolor deck or even your multicolor decks. We'll give it 2.5. It's not totally unplayable. It's just not strong. Next, we have Foggy Swamp Hunters. That's three generic and a black. Creature, human ranger ally, common. As long as you've drawn two or more cards this turn, this creature has lifelink and menace. It's a 3/4. Eh, I'll give it a 2.25. It's solid. It's a solid, okay card. The upside is what helps, but it needs the upside desperately. Next, we have Swamp Snare Trap. It's two generic and a black. Enchantment Aura. Common. This spell costs one less to cast if it targets a creature with flying. Enchanted creature has -5, -3. Okay. 3 mana, -3. Feel like it could be better. I'm gonna give it a 3, just average. It's like, okay, that's nice, but it could definitely be better. Next, we have Sold Out. That's three generic and a black. Instant, common. Exile target creature. If it was dealt damage this turn, create a clue token. Just a 4 mana exile target creature is great. That's baseline. 5. I'll play this every time. As many copies as I can get. Callous Inspector. One black. Creature, human soldier, common. Menace. When this creature dies, it deals one damage to you. Create a clue token. It's a 1/1. Solid little card. Says 3.75. It's a great card to start the game off with. It's not legendary. You can run multiple copies, and then when it dies, it deals one damage to you, but it leaves like a clue token, so you can draw a card off of it later. Hog Monkey. Two generic and a black creature, Boar Monkey, common. At the beginning of combat on your turn, target creature you control with a 1/1 counter on it gains menace until end of turn. Exhaust for 5. Put two 1/1 counters on this creature. 3 mana, 2. It's a 3/2. 3 mana, 3/2, exhaust 5. Can potentially give one creature menace. I like this. I like this a lot. I'm gonna give it a 3.5. It's better than average to me because it can pump itself essentially. It doesn't already have menace though. Hmm. You get 3.25. Next we have Azula Always Lies. Two generic, one generic and a black instant lesson, common. Choose one or both. Target creature gets -1/-1 until end of turn, or put a 1/1 counter on target creature. I love abilities like this. So really good and can definitely change up the tide of a game. I'm gonna put it a 4 because it's not always the right card, but it's good. It's not unconditional removal. It's almost like a combat trick, almost like a support play. Just it has multi uses. Next, we have Corrupt Court Official, one generic and a black, creature, human advisor, common. When this creature enters, target opponent discards a card. It's a 1/1. I take it. Just easy, just get out, throw some cards away. I'll give it a 3.5. Dai Li Indoctrination, one generic and a black, sorcery lesson, choose one. Target opponent reveals their hand. You may choose a non land permanent from it. That player discards that card. Or Earthbend 2. It's really good. Give that a 4.5. That's just good. Good value. Merchant of Many Hats, one generic and a black, creature, human, peasant, ally. Common, pay two generic and a black, return this card from your graveyard to your hand, and that's it. That's all. 2/2. 4.5, man. It's easy to start just looping things together and just getting value. You block with it, return it from your graveyard to your hand. Play it again. Maybe it's just a 4. No, I've seen abilities like that just be too good. Next, we have Beetle Headed Merchants, 4 generic and a black, creature, human, citizen. Common, whenever this creature attacks, you may sacrifice another creature or artifact. If you do, draw a card and put a 1/1 counter on this creature. It's a 5/4. Mm, 3.25. It's just too expensive. All right. I'm highly impressed. Black has a lot of good stuff going on here. Just disgusting plays. What would be my favorite? I think my favorite is still goes all the way back to the top. Probably that Sozin's card. No, or even this. Not the Tundra Tank. It was a 4 mana. Judy. Judy's notable. I'm probably gonna draft as many of those as I can. At least one set. If I see one, I'm gonna draft it as many as I can. Um, the Bounty Hunter's good. The Boiling Rock Rioter was good. This Fire Nation drill, I think there's just a lot of value with that. Black's looking excellent. Fire Lord Sozin's great. Cole Face Stealer, I think is going to be good. So, yeah, Black's looking amazing. The set, the set is looking amazing. But that is going to do it for me for today. I gotta take a break. There's so many cards. You probably hear my voice going out. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. Avatar: Last Airbender. Something goes back to my childhood. Been playing Magic for a very long time, so to bring them both together, I feel like one of the Final Fantasy players when they finally got their set. So yeah, as always, you guys are fantastic. My name is Mr. Clintastik. I'll be wrapping up the set review tomorrow with red and green, and then doing my best to kind of just do a general discussion on the card. So yeah, I'll catch you guys next time.